This week in Battlefield 5, a second unannounced Chapter 6 map, Pacific Ocean, is supposedly in the works. Valentines for Battlefield 5, APCs possibly coming for the next chapter, and a fan-made trailer, better than anything we've had so far for the game. This is your week on the Battlefield. Welcome to this episode of This Week on the Battlefield, a show where we cover news, updates, the community, and so much more all around the Battlefield franchise. As per usual, there's much to cover, so let's jump straight into it. Our main news story this week is undoubtedly the data mined confirmation that a second map is supposedly scheduled for release during Chapter 6. Currently referred to internally as Pacific Ocean, the map is speculated to be either a remake of the Battlefield 1942 classic Midway or a brand new map focused on the Battle of Okinawa. Other speculation includes another Battlefield 1942 and 1943 map in Coral Sea, though truly the possibilities here are endless. The data mine by Temporyal also revealed further hints at the possibility of naval combat making its way to Battlefield 5, a new gadget in the Doppelschuss or double barrel flare gun, and the return of some of the more popular temporary game modes in Outpost, Rush, and Frontlines towards the end of Chapter 6. According to Temporyal, Pacific Ocean is scheduled for release during the 8th week of Chapter 6, though that of course could still change and is anything but confirmed by DICE at this point. As per usual, take all of this with a generous helping of salt, given that all information stems from data mining. If you want the full details on everything uncovered and speculated as regards the second half of Chapter 6, the new map and naval combat, I'll have my video covering it all in detail linked in the usual places. Also this week in Battlefield 5, the Chapter 5 weapons that were previously unavailable for purchase with company coin have now finally been made available. Specifically, the M3 Grease Gun and Jungle Carbine, if you weren't able to unlock them during Chapter 5, can now be purchased for 1700 company coins in your company. And the Type 94 and Model 27 sidearms can be purchased for 600 and 900 CC respectively. As regards the Tides of War mission for this week, Chapter 6, Week 2, Divide and Conquer features mostly objective, team play and vehicle focused tasks and allows you to unlock the Breakwater skin set for the Japanese faction. To go alongside it, our weekly playlist Divide and Conquer features all 4 of the Pacific maps on Conquest, similar to the long-standing and still available Pacific War playlist, which features both Breakthrough and Conquest on the same 4 Pacific maps. As per usual, we also have a armory update this week, specifically of course themed around Valentine's Day with the respective collection featuring the raw skin for the Kami, the St. Valentine soldier outfit, and XOXO weapon skins for the Breda M1935 PG, Matson MG, Ross Rifle MK3, and M1928 A1. In addition, and of note for those looking to spend their company coin, the rare soldier cosmetic Bergsteiger is available for purchase for 10,000 company coins this week. In minor game mode and map news this week, because of a loading screen bug that will cause players to get stuck in an endless loop, Fjell 652, Narvik, Arras, Devastation, Hamada and Rotterdam have temporarily been removed from rotation on Squad Conquest, but will soon be making a return with the 6.2 patch where a fix for this issue can be implemented. Also, Solomon Islands has seen the number of tanks reduced on Breakthrough. Instead of the previous 4, the Americans will now only have access to 2 in the first sectors, hopefully balancing things out a little bit better in terms of the vehicle infantry balance on the first parts of that map. As regards next week, for Battlefield 5, nothing major has been announced so far, and frankly, nothing is really expected either. Thus, likely, we're going to be looking at another quiet week for Battlefield 5. What you can expect, however, is of course Week 3 of Tides of War Chapter 6, Stomping Grounds, which will feature mostly kill and squad focused challenges, rewarding you with the Castaway skin set for the American faction upon completion. In our ever popular, ever evolving, and always relevant Soon TM category of news, we have a small update regarding the 6.2 patch set to come towards the end of February, possibly beginning of March. While we have no additional information about changes or content to be expected from the update, Community Manager Jeff Braddock was able to confirm that the team is finalizing the update at this point in time and beginning internal testing on it. So hopefully we do see the 6.2 release around the end of February instead of early to mid-March. In additional Temporyal goodness, as always of course, to be taken with a generous helping of salt, given the data mining origins of the provided information, we have news that the 6.0 update included the first references to new German vehicles. The Sonderkraftfahrzeug 234 is an armoured car design used by the Germans that was equipped with anywhere from a 20 to a 50 or 75mm main gun. It would not surprise me at all if we saw APCs introduced to Battlefield 5 in the near future. Likely what we're seeing here are the first bits and bobs being done to prepare the game for Chapter 7 and a new front, possibly either the Western or Eastern, once more of course in Europe. As per usual, massive shout out to Temporyal for his fantastic work. You'll find links to his Twitter and YouTube down below in the description. Over in our community news, I think it's fair to say that while we haven't had any large-scale events for the community to react to or discuss, looking at the comments I get below pretty much any news or weapon-related video, people are largely waiting for the 6.2 update and weapon balance changes to get announced and of course released. That aside, as it will be at least a few weeks before the 6.2 update launches, we also had a discussion this week on this channel about DICE and what's going on behind the doors at the studio. I definitely recommend you check out that video if you're interested in what's going on behind the scenes and what key departures in the team and of DICE LA as a studio likely means for the Battlefield franchise in the near future. Also, in pure, absolute, unfiltered awesomeness, we had a Reddit community member come up with his own trailer for Battlefield 5 this weekend. While I can't include the full clip here, or let alone the music that goes alongside with it, because of obvious copyright reasons, if you haven't already seen it, you absolutely have to go check that out. And of course, you'll find links to that as well down below in the description. Over in our only in Battlefield moments then, we're starting things off this week with a clip of my own. 3 shots, 3 vehicles taken out, all in about 15 seconds at the start of a round. Tall Table up next with a 19-man JB2 on the new Solomon Islands. Akram Rock sent in a clip for this week's episode featuring an absolute mad shovel melee streak. Remember, if you want your own clips featured on the show, don't forget to send them to me either at defineDisaster@gmail.com or share them over on Twitter at defineDisaster. And lastly for today, we have the only Battlefield master himself, AK Art, with a lunge mine flank. Links to his socials are of course down below in the description. Definitely go check him out. But coming to the end of this week's episode then, if you enjoyed the show, found it interesting or entertaining, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share, and of course hit me up with your feedback, suggestions and opinions down below in the comments or over on Twitter. With all that being said, I'd like to thank you very much for watching and hope to see you in the next episode of This Week on the Battlefield.